Hey, this is Pastor Seth. Today is February 17th, 2023. Welcome to today's FBC eConnect. How would you feel if your favorite place in the world was suddenly transformed into something completely different? Say you want to go to Disneyland, so you plan a trip, and you show up all excited, and it's been completely turned into a parking lot. Or maybe you want to go to Hawaii or the Caribbean and you show up to the beach with your beach towel and your umbrella and your sunscreen, and there's a whole bunch of fish factories installed on all of the beaches and it's completely destroyed everything. There's nowhere to swim. There's no fish around. You'd be rightly upset, right? Maybe even furious. This thing that was created for a very specific, beautiful purpose to be enjoyed is now been repurposed for something completely different. Now imagine the way that Jesus felt when he shows up to the temple in Jerusalem and he sees money changers and lenders exchanging for exorbitant rates and selling all of the things that people need in order to meet with and worship God. This holy and sacred place has been transformed into a mere market where people are being robbed by exorbitant exchange rates. Jesus is rightly infuriated. He makes a whip and he goes in there and he cleans everything out and he restores it back to what it should be. And in Luke's account, it's really interesting because he immediately gets down to the business of using the place for what it's intended. He immediately drives them out and then sits down and he starts preaching the gospel and teaching people. A lot of times when we focus on this story, we like to look at the heroics of Jesus, going in and being Rambo, kicking out all the bad guys and, defending the little guy. And we like that idea of Jesus being this Marvel superhero that goes in and makes things right. But what's interesting is that he doesn't merely make the bad go away. In cleansing the temple, his job isn't done just by getting the bad out. He brings in the gospel. He starts bringing in the truth. The reality is that in our Christian life and in our daily walk, it's not enough for us to just keep ourselves clean. It's not enough for us to just keep the bad away. There has to be an infusion of the gospel, the infusion of the words of truth in our lives. Without the constant infusion of the truth of God in our lives, keeping ourselves free from sin just starts turning into legalism. You see, Jesus' end goal is not to just clean you up, but to make you an effective instrument of righteousness and a tool for inviting others into the kingdom of heaven. And we don't do that merely by just being good examples of how people should live and how people should avoid sin. We do that by letting the word enter our hearts and to meditate on the word and dwell on it and let it transform us into people of God who are on fire for winning souls to Christ. I hope to see you this Sunday as we dive into God's word in Luke 19:45 through 20, verse 8.